Hey, Ruby.
Sorry, have we started?
Yeah,
Is this
I
us
think so.
starting?
Yeah.
Starting. It's a bit like going on a date, isn't it? With someone you know extremely well.
Hello, folks. My name is Frankie Wesson. This is Ruby Ravelle. We are here at AR Studios in Kingstone in Herefordshire. And I just wanted to talk a bit about Paper Planes, my new single, which has just come out. It's had an amazing reception. It's been played on loads of different radios, including BBC Introducing, which is awesome. And me and the band filmed a music video for it as well. And there's been so much love and appreciation and people messaging me who I don't even know that well, just saying, this is really good. And it feels so nice. And I know this is one of my more vague or abstract songs lyrically, and I just wanted to sit down with you, Ruby, and have a little chat and talk about it in the studio where we recorded it. So I'm here today with the wonderful Miss Ruby Ravelle.
Hello, very thrilled to be here, freshly released from the dog home in which I'm usually trapped for my sins. I'm just going to take off my friendship hat and put on my very serious, penetrating interviewer hat. I'm going from Ruby Ravelle now to kind of being a Jeremy Paxman, so I will be unearthing any financial scandals that you have lying around and making you generally feel guilty for existing.
Fantastic.
But before I do that, let's talk about your new single, Paper Planes.
Let's.
Which recently got played on BBC Introducing.
Yeah,
Tell me what that was like.
That was mad. It was really cool to have it. I submitted it on the Friday night when it came out, and then they played it on the Saturday, which was mad. Yeah, and they've only played one of my songs before, which was quite an older song off an older album. So it's nice to they're playing something that I feel personally is a step up, much better. So yeah, it's always mad when stuff gets played on radio and stuff, but BBC is it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. We're both thrilled.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell me more about Paper Planes as a song. What inspired this song? What story is it telling? What does it mean to you?
That's a loaded question. So basically Paper Planes is about a friendship, relationships that have sort of been lost along the way is how I describe it. But one relationship in particular where we were friends for years, and I felt that person was my soulmate, and we are no longer in that same place. But I thought to myself, when we it's a bit morbid actually, when we both die and our souls go up to heaven, and we inevitably get rejected from heaven's gates because we're terrible people,
such a sinner.
Yeah. I thought I would still try and save us. There is still that connection with that person that I would, in the most childish and naive way, I would try anything. I would build us a paper plane so that we would break our fall from that sort of heights. So yeah, it's the childish and the naive, last grabbing of trying to save something. Yeah.
And I think the emotion for that really comes across, even though I didn't know that meaning and story previously. I think just the emotionally loaded nature of the song really speaks for itself. And I think that's why it's proven so popular so far.
Yeah, people are loving it. It's really cool.
Cold water stole my throne.
What about the lyric, cold water stole my throne? What does that mean? That's very cryptic for a Frankie Wesson lyric.
Well, yeah, this whole song is... most of my songs are very much I am just here in the moment. It could be a diary entry. It's very straightforward, and I'm just telling you the story of exactly what happened. But with this one, it's a lot more vague as to... you get that there's emotion, and you get that there's some sort of tumultuous something happening, but I feel with the lyrics of this one, it's not quite so specific. So cold water stole my throne, that's the first line of the song. It's cold water stole my throne. And I only recently realized that maybe the word cold is referring to how that relationship felt or how you were treated by that person in that moment. Because I just thought maybe at the time it sounded like a good I don't know, a good first line, but now
cool
I'm like
and edgy.
no, like some things like were cold at that time from that person. Like the throne I was sitting on was like this amazing relationship that I had with this person, and then it just gets completely washed away by cold water.
So that loss of warmth, and also that feeling of, well, the kind of the ego death and humiliation you go through when you experience grief in the loss of a relationship like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So in terms of the sound, the sonic element of the song, moving away from the lyrics, were there any kind of intentional musical ideas there, or was it just a case of helping the song sound like itself?
I mean, yeah, probably helping the song sounds like itself. We did a lot of that with my more recent recordings, as you can speak to probably better than I.
Really can.
Yeah. I mean, this song I wrote it years and years ago while before the relationship had actually like ended. As a vision into I know where this is going. And then it wasn't until years after the
Like a
relationship
prophecy.
did end, that I revisited it and thought, no, so actually this is a really good song. And it was always, the whole song is just me picking just basically 3 strings on the guitar for the whole thing. But
that do 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 do.
yeah. And I think originally that was written on acoustic, but as it came into the recording process and like fleshing out a bit more, got my electric out and my pedal balls and added some reverb and delay and shimmer and to really fill the sound out. And then of course you play. What do we play? We've got guitar, we've got bass, we've got synth, we're probably on the keys there as well.
I'm definitely on the keys as well. Yeah.
Tell us more about how you fleshed out the soundscape of the song.
Well, like you said, you were so vague in terms of what you said you wanted from this. You didn't say, "Oh, I want it to sound like Pulp or Paramore or Beethoven." You just said, "Well, let's just try things and see what works." And I had the EBO as a relatively recent toy at that time.
Oh yes, the EBO.
It's this lovely device that you hover it over your guitar strings, and it points this laser at the pickups and makes this wonderful drone sound that sounds quite airy and ethereal.
Yeah, almost like a string instrument or something. Yeah,
which in retrospect for me kind of feels like the airiness of the paper plane, but I was not thinking about that at the time.
I never thought about that.
No, I didn't think of it until
it's like floating.
It's like the floating and the vapor trails and that.
We don't even know what we're doing half the time.
No, but with that one, that was literally a case of just improvising over it.
Yeah,
and I think it was probably 1 or 2 takes of those led, and that was it.
Yeah, it does sound like really spacey and like the song is moving. You're moving along with something.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I think that's quite exciting because you don't have a set influence of this has to sound like this person or this has to be rigidly this genre.
Yeah,
it gives you that freedom to create those new sounds.
It's a lot more open.
Yeah, but then that makes it more difficult when you're on Spotify. You think, what genre is this?
Yeah, uploading it to like Spotify playlist. Like, what genre is this? I'm like, girl, I don't rock ?
Afro-Cuban reggae, space pop. Who knows?
Could be anything.
Yeah. So I have often referred to you as being a one-woman choir because of the incredible way that you can build up layers of vocals very quickly in the studio. You've actually been quite subtle with what you've done in this one, and a lot of it's in the background. So would you like to show us some of the backing vocals on this to give us an idea of how they come together for you?
This song has some really weird backing vocals, which I wanted to play, and Ryan's got it set up here for us. So I think we'll give that a go. So Ruby and Simon actually do these backing vocals live when we play it live, which is always fun. When I was teaching them it, I was like, "Oh, so is it an ooh or an ah?" And I'm like, "It's sort of an ooh wee ah ya ooh wee ah ya ooh ah ya ya."
Yeah, I remember you corrected me one day, and it just felt like the most ridiculous thing. No, it's not e ooh 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 ah. It's oh ah wah wee ah oh ah.
It's not flurby derp. It's flurby derp.
I think when the cartoons recorded Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang, they must have had a similar creative process going on there.
Oh, let's see if I can play it. Right, so we go from chorus.
Okay, that's the full song.
wonder how many layers there actually are on that one thing.
Yeah.
At least probably 4 or 5.
I was going to say I hear about 5 or 6, I guess. It's really, I love the sound of that. It sounds kind of ethereal and angelic, but it almost sounds synthesized. It almost sounds like someone's taken a sample of your voice and turned it into a keyboard.
Put it on
and it just gives it a whole other texture. And it's not necessarily one that leaps out at you, but it really adds to the song.
It's something that like it adds that little pad of something, movement of vocals going on in the background that you don't necessarily notice when you probably when you see us live. You notice what the hell are those two doing on the backing vocals, even though it sounds good. But you don't notice it immediately, but it just adds to the world of the song.
Definitely.
And I do love me some backing vocals. So and some harmonies on the backing vocals, harmonies on the harmonies.
I wish we could clone you just so we could have a choir of Frankies.
Well, you have several times. That's what all my music is, a choir of me.
Yeah, I think your relationship with your multiple selves would be quite strained. So I'm also glad that that's not something we have to deal with. No decisions would ever be made.
Oh,
the endless debates.
Can't make a decision as it is.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
One final thing about this before we start talking about the video. So in spite of having one of the best guitarists in South Wales, according to Craig Mapstone of the Secret Postal Society, I did not say that. Those are someone else's words.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to play the guitar solo?
Okay, so Ruby, if you don't know, is the lead guitarist in my band and
Guilty.
records all of my music with me and plays many an incredible solo on many a wonderful song. And often I will leave a space after a second chorus or a bridge or something and say, right, you've got a certain amount of bars here. Bring it.
Do with them what you will.
And she does every time. And it's always amazing. And I actually played the solo on this song. Now, bearing in mind, it's about 4 or 5 notes repeated over and over again. And I probably couldn't do it now if I tried. But I think it's not an incredibly complicated arrangement as it is. I mean, what I'm doing on the rhythm guitar is pretty much the same. And, the chords aren't changing a lot throughout the song. And I think I was only just thinking about this now, but it's probably like it maybe didn't need something as skilled as you would have brought to it.
I would completely agree. And I think in general, like we talked about this album being a bit more freeform, I tried to take away from the ego with every song and think, I'm not going to do something here for the sake of it.
Yeah.
It has to be part of the orchestration of the song.
Yeah.
And I really like listening back to it. I really like that it sounds like you playing the solo.
Yeah.
I can hear how I would do it. I would use lots of vibrato. I would have done all kinds of different inflections with it. And you've kind of just given this crisp, clean, here are the notes, letting them ring kind of quality.
Yeah.
It just gives it that extra crystalline drama and uplift right at the end of the song.
That's very kind.
I would have overdone it. It was a good thing I wasn't in the studio that day, so you didn't have to handcuff me and sedate me. But
so
you can do that if you want. But under
I
different
recorded that
circumstances.
a day when I didn't have Ruby in the studio with me because I was like, I can't face the judgment of I wouldn't have been able to do it if she'd just been sat there staring at me. Yeah, I think we might play the solo. I'll have a look for it now. Okay, so I've got the solo lined up here. My super impressive 4-note solo. Let's have a look. I see the pain in your eyes. A simple 4-note solo sometimes does what it needs to do.
It's all part of the orchestration. I wasn't speaking into my mic then.
Yeah, just a bit of delay and plenty of reverb. I think on there.
That reverb can do some heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Aching shoulders now. All that's carrying those 4 notes weighing me down. Let's go to the music video.
Yes.
Which was directed and filmed by everyone's favourite pinkhead DJ Honey McKenna.
Yes.
Who's definitely not in the room with us right now.
Absolutely not. Yeah, so that was filmed at Factory Studios in Bristol, which is really cool. I've not been there before. I rented this big room and I thought, there's a nice backdrop. We can have the drum kit and the band and everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got there. There's a massive infinity wall, all white. And I was just like, I think we'll just film over here, guys. And you were like, the band was like,
horrified.
What do you think?
Horrified.
Use the big white wall, you dummy. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then, yeah, it looks amazing. It looks so professional. Honey did an amazing job with it. And you can tell by the feedback. People have like, that it's got so many views and like comments and everyone is just loving it. And I think just like in your face aesthetically to like watch, because it's like white and then like bold colors of like what we're wearing. It's very giving like noughties pop punk vibes. That is probably just my outfit, but that's my outfits in general every day.
No, it's definitely giving that. And yeah, that weird white infinity wall. Yeah. I just remember how strange that felt.
Yeah.
It just felt like you were stepping into nothingness. And when I watch back the video now, and you're kind of there very much in front of the camera, it almost feels like there's a special effect. Like you've been superimposed onto that background and we're not actually in the same room together.
Yeah, I wasn't really there.
The weird optical illusion of that. So did you come into this video with a concept in mind? Was there a story you wanted to tell with the video?
Yes, I did for this one actually. Usually I just message Honey and I'm like,
please help me.
Help me with concept. But this one I actually had an idea in my head. So yeah, because this song is so like emotional and like I knew it was like obviously emotional and personal to me, but it would be enjoyed by, whoever's listening to it, because it's like a nice rocky song to listen to anyway. But I wanted that sort of space for me to hold myself with the person I'm singing it to and about. And I wanted to have that connection as it like that person is the camera. I'm singing it to them. These words are real from me to you, but also aware that, if we're playing a gig or whatever, there's an audience or there's a band in the background or there's things going
that relationship
on
happening.
That are outside of that one thing that I'm like trying to connect to that person. So that's how I wanted to like represent the video, is have me just singing to camera, not even noticing what's going on behind me. You guys are all setting up and starting to play and stuff. And then it's not till the final chorus that I actually sort of click back into myself and realize, the band's going, you've got go, you're on stage, blah, blah, blah. And that's like sort of kick back into reality then there at the end.
Do you ever find yourself spacing out like that in a real gig?
All the time.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't just me. I mean,
and then I'm like,
I'm barely spaced in. It's always spaced out.
Oh, I need to. Oh, yes, we should play some chords now. What's the next one? Don't know. It'll come. And it always comes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when I rewatched the video. Do you have any acting experience?
I was Mary in the nativity in like preschool.
Oh. Ave Maria.
And then I was Snow White in about year 5, I think. Other than that, no.
Basically typecast in pure virginal roles.
I know. When you see me, you think Mary. You really do. So, yeah. No, other than that, no.
Yeah, definitely away from that manger now, aren't you? But
Oh, God. Here we go. This is going to delve into absolute chaos.
No, but I asked that seriously because I was really impressed by your performance. Because I know you're being Frankie Wesson.
Yeah.
You get to be Frankie Wesson every day. You have lots of experience of that. You could say you're a method actress almost.
Of myself.
Of yourself.
Methoding myself.
But still,
yes.
you're having to act because you're emotionally embodying that performance. And I thought you just did it so well.
Thank you.
And I was wondering, what techniques did you use on the day to get yourself into that emotional headspace?
Okay, well, I'm going to answer this question a bit seriously, and then I'm going to go into the thing that you're referring to slyly there. So I don't think it was much acting, to be honest, because I just really got myself into the emotion of I knew exactly who I was singing about, and I just imagined them walking into the room, and already my heart started to go, and I was like really feeling it. But when one needs to cry in a video, there's one direction that I know will work for me every time, and that's Glee. Listen, just rewatched it for the millionth time, bawling. There's one performance where Santana and Britney are breaking up, and Santana sings Taylor Swift's Mind to Britney in the choir room, and they're both crying, and it gets me every time. So there's a clip somewhere of me watching that, sat in that chair in Factory Studios watching Glee with all you guys. You guys. God, I'm already there.
We don't want full actual tears yet.
I could sing this like word for word. It's so weird to have 4 people watching me in this moment. I was like, I'm trying to cry, but I had like 4 or 5 people just watching me. I was like, this is so weird. But yeah, got me there. Glee gets me there every time.
Yeah, well, I was hoping I could capture some of your tears in a vial and sell them on eBay to the highest bidder, but you were a bit stingy in the old tear duct department that day.
Didn't come streaming.
Finally, you boast a lot in this song about being able to build a paper plane for someone. And I know you might not feel about me the way you did about the person that you wrote the song for, but would you build a paper plane for us?
I would give it my best
Would
go.
you build a paper plane for us?
Oh my God, she's got the paper ready. Oh, you guys.
In fact, thanks to the high budget that we got from the super evil corporation that funded this film, we've been able to afford genuine,
A single sheet of
unadulterated paper.
God, I haven't done this in a million years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you go in half.
Hang on, we need the audio.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
That's all right.
You go in half,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do the front down like that. It helps if you have a flat surface to do this on.
I mean, we can give you a
Both
flat
ways.
surface. We will also have the funding for that.
And then you make little wings at the front.
Mm.
There we go. It looks like a pig at the moment.
It can be a paper pig plane.
And then you just fold it straight down at the back.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how well this goes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can be more artsy than that.
All right. Well, let's.
I'm not exactly an engineer.
That's fine. But should we test your?
Yeah.
Shall we test the aerodynamics of your origami
This is
skills?
shocking. I'm gonna give it one more wing at the back.
Question is, will it fly?
Absolutely not.
So,
Okay.
will it be able to carry my dust? That's what I want to know. My dust needs to get over there.
Let's give it a go. Ah. It went at least 1.5 meters.
It's further than any of mine would go. My paper plane. I'll show you one I made earlier. My paper plane looks like this.
Oh,
It's
abstract.
It's a very abstract model. I thought
Yeah.
I would just go back to basics.
It's flat packed.
Flat packed, exactly.
Flat packed paper plane.
It's this new Swedish fashion. It's all the rage.
Ooh.
Oh, Sadie! I just got
Here's one I
aerial
made
assault
earlier.
there from Sadie.
That went right in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's covered everything that we wanted to talk about. Unless there's anything particular that you want to share and divulge to the world.
Well, I just wanted to mention that we are here at AR Studios in Kingston in Herefordshire, which is managed by the wonderful Ryan Jordan, who it was recorded all in this very space. He's got an amazing setup here. He also played the drums on the track, which is why they're so beastie and amazing.
Do you want to talk about what it's like to work with Ryan? What it's like to record with him? The environment he creates.
Ryan is amazing.
Should we just, because we haven't been able to fangirl Taylor Swift,
We'll
or,
thank Ryan instead. It's just as...
or Cynthia
it's just
Erivo and
as
Ariana
valid.
Grande. We'll do Ryan. We'll do Ryan.
Ryan's amazing. You come in here and it's also chill, and he's just like open to do whatever, and like will always brings amazing drums and production to whatever you're doing. And I've come in here with like folk songs that sound like Laura Marling, and I've come in here with stuff like this and heavier, and he always can just bring what the song needs to the table, which is a really amazing quality. And then the production as well is just insane. So it's fantastic. I recommend AR Studios to anyone.
Thing I love about working with Ryan is that if you come to him with a challenge, he will rise to it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had some very abstract commands. You know, if you come in and say, I want this to sound like it was recorded in the echo chamber of the lips of a giant duck,
It's like, I've got a plug-in for that.
he'll be like, I've got a plug-in for that. Yeah, of course. It's right here. It's the giant lips plug-in. What are you talking about? Duck 53. Yeah. We got it.
Absolutely amazing.
And also, I've heard a little rumor that this song might be on a forthcoming album. Is this true?
Possibly. Yes, I'm hoping to release an album in the springtime. So keep your eyes out for that.
Does the album have a title that people can be excited for yet, or is that still...
Not yet.
No.
But we're there. We know what it is. We just got some more work to do.
You don't know. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
We know.
But
we don't know. But we will know.
We will know. Yeah. All right. Well, let's retreat from that knowing now back to the infinite state of ignorance and say farewell to our viewers.
Thanks for watching. Go stream Paper Planes. Go watch the music video directed by one Miss Honey McKenna. And I'll see you at the next gig, guys.
Yeah, don't get any paper cuts. Careful now. Stay safe out there.